Hello and welcome to Zoom TV. I'm Parul Sharma and I hope you and your loved ones are safe and well. Today I have with me two fierce, strong and gorgeous women. Please join me in welcoming Mallika Sherawat and Esha Gupta. Hi guys, how are you doing?
Very good, Parul. Thank you.
Firstly, let's give it up for all the girl power over here.
Yes.
Okay, so I saw the trailer of Nakaab and as soon as I finished watching it, two words came to my mind, thrilling and steamy. Right?
Steamy
That's right. मतलब hot तो था.
Hot तो था.
Hot तो है.
हम हैं और क्यों hot चाहिए?
Talk about modesty, Isha.
I agree.
It's honesty. When it comes to
yeah.
us, it's honesty. Come on.
It's a good, you have to peg it as hot. Hot तो है guys, come on. Right? So, it would be safe to say it's intriguing, mysterious, there are same-sex relationships and heaps of eroticness. Both of you being the leads of the show, how far do you think we've come as a society and as an audience?
I think we've come very far in terms of female reporters being so nice. In my entire career, I haven't had female reporters being so nice to actresses. I think that is really
But
nice.
why?
I don't know.
I think it's also the now generation. They're young,
the
they're
younger
cool.
generation is much cooler and much nicer.
So, yeah.
But yeah, how far do you think we've come as an audience and as an industry in accepting all these things, depicting these things?
I think as a society, I think it goes hand in hand. It's a demand and supply and demand. Also, I think the culture of West has really reflected on India in a good and a bad way. But the good way has come out to be this. Women were always outspoken, but it's just they were suppressed. Now that's not happening because how much can you suppress us? Okay, you suppress from the media, then we'll have another channel, you'll suppress from that channel, we have Instagram, then you'll do that, we have Facebook, we have Twitter, we have our own YouTube channel, we can literally do whatever.
Absolutely.
How much would you suppress a news? Or it'll be the word of mouth. So I think, I also think the social media, the hundreds of drawbacks that it has, the plus points are also that when you can actually uplift people and put your point across.
Absolutely. Mallika, this question is also especially relevant for you because you're like, as they would say, the OG queen of the erotic thriller genre. So please tell me, what do you think?
What is the OG queen? Is it new lingo?
OG is like the original.
Oh, OG
Like
is
the
a short
OG?
form for original.
Yep.
I have to learn all these things.
I'll teach you. But yeah, like, so how far do you think we've come since
I
then?
think we've really evolved as a society. Because now frontal nudity is acceptable for female actors. But when I started my career, a kissing scene was like not acceptable.
Hi, Toba.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And wearing a bikini and swimsuit, they were not acceptable, and there were a lot of objections to it.
Absolutely.
So, and that was not too long ago. And now frontal nudity for women is acceptable. So that says a lot
A
more
whole lot.
that our society is in the process of being more mature, is evolving. And how filmmakers are writing paths for women, that is also really changed. Like a part like this for me in Nakaab, where I play this ruthless female producer who'd do anything to build her empire, would not be written back then in a
Right.
mainstream Bollywood film.
Absolutely. And you know, taking off from there, you both are really strong women and you kind of come from the trope of like owning your sexiness and really, you know, sort of having confidence and owning everything that you've got. Sadly though, I see that obviously you both get like tons of flack for it and you know, you're trolled mercilessly. So how do you kind of deal with that? Does it affect you at all?
Sweetie, I've made a fortune on being trolled. Getting flag has made me very rich. So let me tell you, I don't mind it.
You don't mind it.
No.
Isha, what about you?
I also think, you know, the actual meaning of trolls is ugly. And ugly, I'm not saying it. It's actually, if you see the dictionary
Webster
meaning.
dictionary meaning,
Yeah, the Webster dictionary is actually the ugly giant people who live under the bridge, because
Right.
it's troll doesn't exist. You know, they used to be in the
Fairy tales.
the
back in
fairy
days,
tales of
yes.
the kids, that
Yeah.
they are under the thing, because these trolls have the habit of they'll either kill or try to steal something of the kings and queens who are going.
Right.
These are the same, you know, they are ugly from the inside people. I don't care what they look like, they're ugly from the inside people who just, they see you happy and doing your own thing and they want to pull you down. That why is this person happy and just being themselves, because they can't do that.
Right.
Earlier it did affect me a lot because it's talking about my family, it's talking about my sister, my mother, my friends. But then you realize, hey, my parents and nobody really cares, because you know, we are all our own.
Yeah.
So it really doesn't matter. In fact, just recently I realized that some bikini picture I'd posted and someone had written, "अरे अब तो like क्या इसके माँ बाप क्या देखते हैं?" And this was I went to Maldives. And then I really want to comment to that person, dude, my mother clicked this picture because I went with mom for that holiday, and I'm like, I think my mother really liked me in this bikini, but it's like it's the knowledge and the education and the exposure. They don't have it enough.
Yeah.
And you know, like the same which I've noticed even for Mallika, because she's unapologetic for who she is. So when you're that, people will pull you down. If you're a little
semi see.
no, not semi, but that is a Nakaab. This is not Nakaab.
Right.
If you're that, people pleaser, then people will be like, "Badi achhi hai, ye bahut
Right.
achhi." Even the audience, because you're in front of people. Arey, come on, that's not the real you. We
Right.
still love, but we act. I mean, I really think we are funny, you know, we are actual, but it's just not. Yeah, but it's not just, we'll just laugh because some man of the industry or an actor said something and we're like, oh, ho, ho. So people tend to, you know, the people don't like real people, I think.
That's true. You gave me a very good segue. So I want an honest answer for this. What is a Nakaab that you both wear in your daily life that you know and your loved ones and your dear ones know is not true, but you kind of put that on for everybody else? Like, for example, I'm really extroverted and it's like literally my job, but under that is a pot of bubbling anxiety to be like this 24/7. So what about you guys?
The Nakaab I wear in front of my mom is, हाँ मम्मी मैं कर लूँगी शादी. मैं सोच रही हूँ शादी के बारे में. मैं ढूंढ रही हूँ लड़का.
अभी तक ढूंढ.
हाँ ढूंढ ही रही हूँ. मम्मी कहती थी तू मिला ही नहीं अभी तक, तू ढूंढने जा रही है. आप ढूंढ दो फिर.
मम्मी अभी पूरी दूरा बोल नहीं घूमा ना.
100% I'll have children, मम्मा. एक भी नहीं, 4 बच्चे. You'll be a nanny very soon. This is a Nakaab I wear every time. मेरी मम्मी, मेरी मौसी जब मुझसे बात करती हैं, तो ये नकाब. दूसरा नकाब I wear with them is I love देसी घी. मम्मी I love देसी घी. मैं तो रह ही नहीं सकती देसी घी के बगैर. जब मैं विदेश जाती हूँ तब भी साथ में लेके जाती हूँ.
Oh God.
She feels very happy.
Hectic Nakaabs you have, I must tell you.
These two are like a constant in my life.
I think the fact that people, because I'm really active on my Instagram and Twitter, and I'm not there, Facebook is just there. People tend to think they know a lot about my life, but actually anyone, even out of my 3 best friends, like only one knows exactly what I'm doing at what point. No one knows what I'm doing. My family, of course, which is only like a small family, my parents and my sister, and one of my best friends, no one knows what I'm doing, what my next step is in any way, emotionally or career-wise or mentally, anything, no one knows. So I think that's what I really like, because the perception is like people know exactly what I'm doing, but they don't know.
They don't know jack.
They don't know jack about me, because my personal life I've kept it so personal, and
Right.
professionally, like even all this while people are like, oh, where were you? This, no one knows. So it's a great
one
thing
knows.
to have that. Yeah.
What was the best part about working together on this show?
I think honestly, for me, I don't know about Mallika, but for me, it's, you know, I mean, you've seen her songs, seen her movie, and it's so nice. And like she said, you know, I mean, at that time, you didn't know how, unless you're in the industry, you don't know how it works. And then more I read about what you've gone through, and then I realized, I'm like, oh, I can't believe it's still happening to quite an extent. Maybe not so much extent, but, you know, and it's great to meet women, especially someone like her at her stature, who've worked so hard in the industry, made their own name, been successful, been their own backbone.
Right.
I think it's always inspiring because you get to learn from everyone.
Right.
You know, from something like you, like I know I'm going to take it back home that you're such a great anchor, but you are otherwise like an introvert, you told me. And it's really nice to, you know, you learn from normal people around you. And from her, I saw, you know, she was so much like, okay, I will do this, I'll do this line, I'll do this line. And it's so nice that Mallika being Mallika, even then she kept asking Shomik, our director on set, should I do it like this? What do you suggest? It's so, you know, it's because
like
she's
the
still,
humility is really.
No, and she's still working on her art, and that's how it should be. You know, she's not like, oh, I'm Mallika Sherawat. She's like, I'm Mallika Sherawat. I'm an actor who's not a star.
Right.
You know, stardom just follows you if you're a great person and a great actor.
Absolutely.
So I think for me that was, it's really nice because I'm like, okay, she's gonna be there, and it's really nice.
And Isha Shomik was making me do such crazy things.
Yeah.
Like abuse all these guys in
And she's not like that.
That's
Which is the
like,
best thing.
Oh, smoke. मेरे को smoking नहीं आती. मैंने cigarette नहीं पकड़ी.
I wanted to tell you, oh my god, she had told me.
Cigarette कैसे पकड़ो?
So she told me, okay, and Rustama had to do the same, but I saw, okay, I could see in the trailer.
Fake. करने के बाद भी it's looking bloody fake. And he said, style.
No, I think I don't think it's looking fake. I knew because we had spoken about it. No, but it's not looking fake. But the moment I saw, I'm like, oh.
It was so tough. Shwami is saying, अपनी सैंडल की इतनी बड़ी हील, नोकीली हील उसकी छाती पे रखो.
Oh God.
कोई एक्टर की. He's making me do crazy stuff like this.
Basically, walking around and just owning the place was the favorite thing about this for both of you, right?
Yeah.
What's really good was to play such an empowered character.
Right.
To play even her character, Esha's character, to play empowering women, which is very rare, sweetie. It's really rare.
Yeah.
Usually, the Bollywood actresses are chewy movie.
Yeah. I mean, that's not what we are given to do. Like, women are not given those kind of strong roles. Mostly we've seen.
Yeah. These kind of roles go to men.
Yeah.
Men behave like this. Yeah.
Yeah,
They get
fair.
to do all these fun things.
Fair enough, fair enough. Okay, Mallika, up until recently, you've sort of been extremely vocal about like women's rights and like the conservative attitude of people in India and their mindset and the power structure in Bollywood. And like we were saying, how all the power lies with the men, right? In all these years, has that opinion changed at all? Do you think we've come any far from that in that front?
I think the only thing that has changed is it's still a very patriarchal setup.
Right.
But I want to be vocal about it, but I don't want to fight it.
Right.
There's no point fighting it. I don't want to put my energy fighting it. What good thing has happened is that women have become more and more bold to talk about issues.
Right.
And the media, a certain section of the media is very, very supportive of it. They call it out.
Right.
Before it wasn't like that.
So that's
That
the
is
change.
a huge change that I see.
Okay guys, so unfortunately Esha had an unforeseen emergency and she had to leave us, but we still have the gorgeous and lovely Mallika Sherawat with us, so we're going to continue this interview with her. How do you feel to be here, just you and I now?
Lovely. Since you are so lovely.
Thank you, so are you. Okay, so Mallika, in the past you've publicly spoken about like women's rights and the Me Too movement, standing by your own choices, or just simply standing for a woman's right to be comfortable in her very own skin, right? Which I think are like basic rights, but we still have to sort of say that out loud. As a famous personality, do you think at all that it's important for people who are in the limelight to take a stand on issues and say something when it's important, or do you think that it's like a to each his own sort of thing?
No, I think this platform should be used, you should take a stand. Everyone should take a stand, especially women. We owe it to each other, to uplift each other, to really support each other in times of need. And I've always kind of consciously used my platform and the voice I have to talk about women's rights and the plight of women, what women go through.
Right.
So it should always be used for a better good.
And do you think that when people don't talk about it, they're kind of abusing the amount of influence that they have? Or like, I mean, do you understand why people stay silent?
I could never understand it. Like, why wouldn't you speak on certain issues, especially if you're a woman?
Right.
Why wouldn't you? And use your platform and the privilege that you have to bring awareness.
Right. You know, recently we were kind of left shaken and heartbroken over the death of the beloved SIDHARTH Shukla, and the media sort of was all over the place. I want to know from you, in your personal opinion, what do you think of like, as someone who is actually famous and you know who's always hounded by the paps and who's always kind of hounded by the media, what are your thoughts on like the media's coverage of like celebrity deaths or funerals? Like, do you think that in that moment the fans deserve to know what's happening because they are as heartbroken, or do you think that a family's privacy should sort of be like the utmost importance?
I think a balance really has to be maintained, you know, and to exploit someone's tragedy, to exploit people's pain is never good. It's never good for the society. It's never good for morality, and nobody wins in that.
Absolutely.
So I think balance always have to be maintained. Certain times media has to show a little restraint in times of these personal tragedy.
Right.
Yes, of course, fans want to know about their favorite stars and their favorite celebrities, but at the same time, privacy has to be given to the grieving loved ones.
Right. And lastly, Maharashtra's biggest festival, Ganesh CHATURTH,
Which I love.
CHATURTH as I like to call it.
I love.
I also love. is just around the corner.
Yes.
Things are finally opening up this year and we're actually going to be allowed to celebrate it. So tell me, what
Fantastic.
are your plans for the celebration?
I love the whole festive vibe of Ganesh Chaturthi. It's so nice to see the vibrant colors, everybody's dressed, all the processions on the streets,
Right.
and making modak, which I love. It's one of my favorite desserts.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And you are to waise to you're like vegan and on
Yes,
diet
so
and all,
modak
but-
is very vegan.
Yeah, so but like sugar and all, to acha you make it without
You can make
sugar.
it with jaggery.
Yeah, fine, fair
Yeah.
enough. So those are like a semi-cheat day type
Yes,
of things.
yes.
And what are like some of your fondest memories of celebrating Ganesh Chaturthi? up
In
until
north
now?
of India, we never celebrated
Yeah.
Ganesh Chaturthi, but I've been in Bombay too long.
Exactly.
And just getting the Ganpati home and the whole decoration, the festive vibe, I love it. I just love it. Going to everyone's house
Yeah.
and everybody's so dressed up,
The
gajra
parties.
dala hai, parties, all those beautiful silk saris.
Yeah.
I love all that.
Okay, thank you so much. Please wish our viewers a very, very happy Ganesh Chaturthi.
Hello, namaste. मैं हूँ Mallika Sherawat and wishing all of you a very, very happy Ganesh Chaturthi.
Hi, I'm Esha Gupta and you're watching me on Zoom, and wishing all the viewers of Zoom happy Ganesh Chaturthi.
Thank you so much for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you here and
Absolute
good luck for
pleasure.
everything.
Thank you.